Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar about unlocking the door to contracting opportunities at JFK Terminal 4 and 6. My name is Neil Wagner from the Queens Chamber of Commerce. First off, I'd like to thank our friends from the Port Authority for being here today and for hosting this with us. I'd also like to thank our local partners at the Greater Jamaica Development Corp, the Rockaway Development and Revitalization Corp, and QEDC, our partners in all things Queens. I'd also like to thank Delta for their commitment to this project, to JFK Millennium Partners, and all those involved working to transform JFK Airport in Queens. The Queens Chamber of Commerce has been around for 110 years. We are the oldest and largest business association in Queens County, and we are incredibly grateful for this new investment into our county. We're also huge proponents of supporting MWBE-owned businesses, and throughout our history, we've worked hard to engage with those businesses, and we look forward to their new participation in this project. So without any further ado, I'd like to pass things off to our friends at the Port Authority, Hirsch Perek and Rochelle Antoine. Hirsch, Rochelle, take it away.
Great, thank you, Neil. Good morning, everybody. Appreciate that introduction, Neil, and thank you all for joining. It is a pleasure to be on with so many friends and colleagues from important partners across the borough of Queens. I want to thank the Queens Chamber of Commerce, Greater Jamaica Development Corporation, Rockaway Development and Revitalization Corporation, and the Queens Economic Development Corporation for your support of the JFK Redevelopment Program and your support with this event here this morning. Again, my name is Hirsch Perek. I'm the Director of Government and Community Relations for Aviation at the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. And this week has been really an exciting week for JFK. We have announced a number of major updates to our redevelopment program in partnership with Governor Kathy Hochul. Starting on Monday, where the governor announced that the Port Authority and our private partners have reached an agreement to build a new world-class Terminal 1 at JFK, a $9.5 billion project. We followed that up on Wednesday with a groundbreaking for the Terminal 4 expansion project that will be built by Delta Airlines. That is itself a $1.5 billion project. And just a few months ago, we announced a revised agreement with JFK Millennium Partners to build a brand new Terminal 6 at JFK Airport. That is about a $4 billion project. So a lot of investment, a lot of private investment going into JFK. And we are so excited about the opportunities that they will bring to the local community and to the MWBE community. As part of each of these projects, we are intensely focused on diversity and participation. We want to make sure that the contracting opportunities accrue to the businesses and the communities that surround the airport. And to that end, there is a 30% MWBE participation goal on each of these terminal projects that I described. That means a 20% MBE goal and a 10% WBE goal. Additionally, with JFK Airport sitting right in Southeast Queens, we also have an intense focus and prioritization for local businesses, those that are based in about 3 dozen zip codes around the airport, as well as the entire borough of Queens. So again, it's important that we are building a new airport, but in my opinion, it's also important, equally important, that we are doing it in a way that brings to the table a lot of businesses that are too often left behind. And I know that our private partners are committed to that same goal. Today we have JFK Millennium Partners from the Terminal 6 project and Delta Airlines from the Terminal 4 project who will be presenting. I also know that our partners in Queens focus on business and economic development also share those goals. And to achieve those goals, we have a lot of support available to you. So I'm going to pass it off to our JFK Redevelopment Community Outreach Manager, Rachel Antoine. Rachel?
Thank you, Hirsch. I want to thank all of you for joining this webinar this morning. And as Hirsch mentioned, I am the Community Outreach Manager for the JFK Redevelopment Program, serving as the primary contact with external community affairs, stakeholders regarding information about this project. I'm excited today to join alongside with T4 and T6, Jean and George, to provide this informational session to you all. And I'm also happy to mention that on this program, we work very closely with our advisory council members, our co-chairs, Congressman Gregory Meeks and our board president, Donovan Richards, to continue to push local engagement and MWBE participation in this project. I also want to thank our advisory members who are part of this panel this morning: Kevin Alexander, Tom Gretsch, and of course, Justin Rogers from the Greater Jamaica. We are happy to mention that our outreach office is open. We are currently managing that 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, to provide help around this program. And we want to ensure you guys that you are all connected to this information that we are providing around this project. We host monthly certification training for small businesses. We provide weekly contact for Port Authority certification specialists that we have on site as well. We also host a variety of networking opportunities around the project with our terminal developers, as well as our consultant teams, RF Wilkins and Crescent. So we want to ensure you all that there is help available, there is assistance available if you have any question around this project. We do have a team here who's on board who will continue to provide more information on the chat. We just ask that you please continue to reach out to us via website. You can visit us at www.anewjfk.com. You can also stop by our office, which is located at 144-33 Jamaica Avenue, New York 11435. And you could also send us an email at jfkredevelopment@panyj.gov. We will be here to continue to assist you all throughout this chat, this webinar. We just ask that you all stay connected with our outreach office so that you cannot miss anything around this project and that we all stay connected. I think you all enjoy this webinar and do not be afraid to ask any question. And with that being said, I'll pass it along to Justin Rogers from Greater Jamaica.
If I can just, Justin, I'm sorry, before you go, I just want to make one more plug. Rachel mentioned the JFK Redevelopment Advisory Council. We have our fourth quarterly meeting of that body. It is open to the public. That meeting is taking place this Monday, December 20th at 4 p.m. You can find details about it on our website, www.anewjfk.com. There you'll be able to also hear from and engage with each of the terminal developers, not just T4 and T6, who you'll hear from today, but also Terminal 1 and Terminal 8. So I encourage all of you to attend. It is open to the public. Again, Monday, December 20th, 4 p.m. More information is on our website. Thank you. Justin, over to you.
Thank you, Hirsch. I just want to thank all the terminal partners who are here, of course, the Port Authority, and I'm going to keep this very short. I have businesses approach me, 10, maybe 10 a day, who all want to work at JFK. And my number one question is, are you certified? And I can tell you 70, 80% of those businesses are not certified. So, I mean, to everyone here, the number one thing, please get certified first, and at least that gets you in the game. And that's all I'm going to say. Keep this very short, and happy holidays to everybody.
Yeah. Kevin, I believe you're next.
Sure. Well, thank you, Hirsch. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity. Rockaway Development Revitalization Corporation. We've been around for a very long time, since 1978. We've traditionally focused on the Rockaway Peninsula and Broad Channel areas, working with small businesses, MWBEs, doing a lot of workforce development. During the pandemic, we have really concentrated on working with local businesses throughout Southeastern Queens in conjunction with Greater Jamaica, but also with a particular interest in working with MWBEs that are certified and are not certified, because they've had a harder time during this last 20 or so months with COVID-19. So our emphasis has been to make sure that we're getting information out to local businesses that may be on digital marketing or social media platforms, and those that are not, trying to get them on board using technology to their advantage. So there are a couple of keys for us that I would just suggest to everybody in the audience. One, for everything related to JFK redevelopment, again, I'm going to emphasize, and I see it in the chat, a new JFK.com. That's where everything JFK, you can find out from all the terminal partners, what's coming up, what you need to do to get prepared before the work is done and put out there. The second thing is understanding, I think Hirsch was mentioning the Community Advisory Committee and understanding the role that it plays in the JFK redevelopment project. There are 4 standing committees. You have 2 committee chairs at least on this call, Greater Jamaica being responsible as a co-chair with small business or business development, and RDRC with workforce development, along with other partners. So there's business, there's workforce, there's education, and there's environmental justice. And that all ties into some of the procurement and contracting opportunities as well. Another key point is make sure that you're getting on a lot of the partners that are part of the JFK Community Advisory Board email lists, whether it be QEDC, Greater Jamaica, Queens Chamber of Commerce, RDRC, or in this case, even Gene Christensen Associates for information and resources, again, as it relates to the redevelopment project. Another thing I would just say is when you're contacting us, because we do want to assist you, be as honest as possible in terms of what you need assistance with. In a lot of cases like RDRC, Greater Jamaica, QEDC, or even Queens Chamber of Commerce, we want to assist you, and that's part of our mission statement in terms of community development. So the more honest you can be, whether it's I need assistance doing the certification process with Port Authority of New York, we will assist you. And if we can't, we will find resources to assist you. But just be honest in that sense. The final thing is, I would just say, as Hirsch mentioned, it's been a fantastic week with the governor and Port Authority announcing 2 new initiatives. I think one was for $9.5 billion on Monday, and another was for $1.5 billion this past Wednesday. So I would suggest to you, get a copy of those press releases so you can really take a good look, put that on your target board in terms of, I'm going to get a piece of that. And this is what I need to do to be involved and actually get a piece of those contracting opportunities as well. So with that, I'm going to end there. And am I turning it over to Seth Bornstein at QEDC?
Yes. Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you, Kevin. Queens Economic Development Corporation has been around for 45 years. Our service is one-on-one counseling to small businesses all through the borough and outside the borough too. We get lots of clients anyway. But we also do MWBE orientation. We have classes every month. I'll put on the chat the link to sign up for a website to get a notification of that. We do the one-on-one counseling. So, being an MWBE is important, but also being a good small business is important too. So we have those services, programs, events, all webinars we're going through the next year. One-on-one counseling is key. We also have the MIQ program made in Queens. Small people, small businesses may want to sell retail opportunities at the airport. Obviously, it's difficult to open a store there, but we have MIQ sets. We've already hoped to open some with retailers at any of the new facilities there. So list our website on the chat, and everybody work hard and good luck. And I just got to note that off topic but important, the DP's office is offering a boosters band this afternoon in front of Borough Hall from 6 p.m., which I think is important for a lot of people in light of what's happening. So please send that word out to everybody. Everybody have a good holiday, and I'll work with you soon.
Great. Thank you, Seth. We're now going to pass it over to our terminal developers. And we will begin with, again, the Terminal 4 project, which is a $1.5 billion expansion of the existing Terminal 4. And for that, we're going to ask George Guillaume from Delta Airlines.
All right, good morning all. And I'm super excited to be here to share with you our project. I'm still on a high from our groundbreaking event that took place on Wednesday. So as you can see, I'm beaming from ear to ear. With me today, we have Deanna Bradley with DAC Consulting. She is the project executive for DAC, serving in the diversity, compliance, and reporting role for Delta. Once again, my name is George Guillaume, and I serve as the Director of Design and Construction for the Terminal 4 expansion program. I have a slide presentation that I'm going to share, where I'm going to give you an overview of the project, as well as talk about some upcoming procurement opportunities and give you a quick overview of our pre-qualification. So give me 1 minute as I figure out how to share my screen.
George, there's a green share screen button at the bottom of your Zoom.
Yeah, it's not allowing me to share.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Jackie, oh, there we go. Okay.
All right, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
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 All right, so we'll start off with a quick high-level overview of the program. As Hirsch mentioned, program is a $1.5 billion program that will add approximately 150,000 square feet of new terminal space, as well as 10 new domestic gates. So I'll just go through the list of the main elements that make up the program. And I'm just going to start off with Area 1, which is the West Checkpoint expansion. That area will take the current lower level checkpoint at Terminal 4, expand the queuing space, as well as upgrade the existing equipment to the latest technology for passenger screening. The other area is Area 2, which is new curb frontage that will allow us to increase the frontage capabilities on the arrivals level. Area 3 is a new a new expansion on the east side of the head house, which will add in a new domestic bag claim, as well as customer amenities, such as a new baggage service office, as well as large restrooms in that area. Area 4 is a new Delta Lounge for premium customers. Area 5 and Area 6, those two are the airside expansions. Area 5 is a Concourse A expansion, which will add the 10 domestic gates. And the Area 6 is the existing area where we currently fly small regional jets. We're going to expand that facility to accommodate larger aircraft flying. And then also as part of the scope, we have what we call transformation, which is going through different areas such as the passenger processing areas, the checkpoints, as well as the ticket counters, as well as the retail areas, and performing upgrades to those areas to bring in world-class amenities and technologies for customers that fly through Terminal 4. With regards to construction and schedule, construction has commenced. We've completed the enabling work, as well as utility locations for Concourse A, and we are in the process of beginning our pile driving program. So we are super excited with that program that is that's on its way. It will be opened up in phases for the Concourse A. The first phase will open up in January of 2023, and the second phase will be completed in the fall of 2023. And the same timeline holds true for the Concourse B expansion. The first phase of expansion will be completed in 2023, and the balance in the summer of 2023. The remaining elements of the program would be completed in various timeframes, as you see on the screen. Most of the elements will be completed in the 2023 timeframe. However, the landside improvements we're targeting would be completed this upcoming spring. All right, some of you have seen these renderings in the press release, but we'll just quickly fly through. Here is a rendering of the exterior bump out on the east side. Again, trying to keep in the natural feel of Terminal 4, and respecting the glass finishes that we currently have in this new area to ensure that we have a lot of natural light entering into the new spaces that we construct. Here's a view of the inside of the east bag claim. again, trying to keep with timeless finishes, branding that lets everyone know that they have entered into the greatest city in the world, which is New York. Our gatehold area, pretty straightforward. If you fly Delta, we want to keep the same look and feel of Delta. And lastly, the exterior rendering of our concourse, as mentioned, 10 domestic gates that would be added to the end of Concourse A. Procurement opportunities. On the design and A&E side, we are wrapping up the main design effort. However, we do have a lot of opportunities for construction administration. So as you can see, we have all disciplines. We're searching for professionals to support all manners of the construction. So if you fit in any of these categories, please reach out to us. Go to the website, www.anewjfk.com, download a notice of interest form, submit it to our team, and we will get back with you and talk to you about these opportunities. On the trade side, procurement is on its way, a very aggressive procurement schedule. We are targeting to have all of our final packages bought out by the end of February. But as you can see, the things that are critical now that we're looking for, baggage handling, spray-on fireproofing, electrical, both high voltage as well as low voltage, plumbing, HVAC, carpentry, all of those packages are coming out very soon. So if you fit in those categories, again, please download the form, send it to us so we can reach out to you and get you on our bid list. Pre-qualification. So our process is very simple. Once you get us a notice of interest form, someone from our risk management team will reach out to you and help you with being pre-qualified. We use a third-party verifier, Vertical RMS, and they have a website, a secure website that you'd be directed to fill out all of the information, and it is 100% secure. Delta does not receive the information, so you don't have to worry about your information falling into the wrong hands. This is all done by a third party, and the information that is in the system is valid for 1 year. And the great thing is, if you are someone who is supporting us on our LGA project, you would automatically be pre-qualified for the JFK project, as long as your information is within that 1 year period. Here's a few sample pages of the pre-qualification form. So they'll ask you for standard things. They'll ask you for your EMR rating, making sure that you have financial statements prepared by a CPA, any letters of credit, as well as any bonding level. All of that information would be uploaded into the portal, and we would then be able to determine what you pre-qualify for. Some folks ask, what if they don't pre-qualify? And we don't use the pre-qualification alone as a determining factor for if you would work on our project. We do understand that there are different circumstances, and while you may not pre-qualify based on a rating system, we will work with you to understand everything that is about your business, and find ways to give you an opportunity if we feel like you're qualified to work on our program. So again, just because you don't pre-qualify doesn't mean that you won't work on our program. So do not be afraid to go through the process. But we need you to go through this process in order for us to present bid opportunities to you. Right. So again, please go to the website, www.anewjfk.com. That's where we house all of our project information. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at MWBE Delta JFK at datconsulting.com, and someone from my team will get back with you. Thank you, and I look forward to hopefully working with some of you.
Great, thank you very much, George. Appreciate that presentation and a lot of incredible opportunities open right now. That's the key message here on this webinar today, that these are opportunities that are open right now. So speaking of opportunities available right now, as I mentioned, we had a amazing announcement for a $4 billion Terminal 6 project just a few months ago. They are ready to go. They are roaring to go. And so with that, I'd like to introduce the team from JFK Millennium Partners. I don't know if Carlton or Jean, who's going to be kicking it off.
Hi, everybody. I'm gonna put some slides up on the screen, and I'm gonna introduce Carlton Bird. He'll kick us off. So Carlton, go ahead.
Great, thank you, Jean, and thank you, Hirsch, and thank you, everyone, for joining today. We are extremely excited about our announcement that was announced back in August to restart the new JFK Terminal 6 project. I'm representing JFK Millennium Partners. We are a consortium of the developer group, which consists of Vantage Airport Group, American III, RXR Realty, and JetBlue. I am with American III. We are a 100% MWBE certified firm ourselves. We're very excited to be part of this consortium and this opportunity, and it's really important that the port has expanded opportunities across all categories and all facets of this project, including financing, design, construction, and ultimately management and concessions, and that will be managed by Vantage Airport Group as well. So we're very excited about the opportunities that we have. As Hirsch mentioned, we're kicking off now, and there are a lot of opportunities on the street as we speak. We've made a concerted effort to break some of those down into smaller and locally focused opportunities as well. So there are a number of those that are there too. And with that, I would love to turn it back over to Jean Christensen of JKA Associates, who is our MWBE outreach and compliance manager, who's done a tremendous job in sorting out the opportunities and working with our consortium to make sure that we are presenting these projects and opportunities to the community in the best way possible. So thank you for this opportunity, and I'll turn it back over to Jean.
Thank you, Carlton. All right, folks, I'm going to dive in. Our project is similar to the other terminal developers, so I'm just going to give you a high-level overview, but I have been seeing your comments in the chat, and I'm going to do my best to address some of the questions and concerns that you have. So just at a high level, again, this is a construction project. So it's a design and construction project that's really focused on the redevelopment of Terminal 6. It will create 9, new aircraft gates, a new ground transportation center. It's going to include supporting roadways and utilities. And as Hirsch mentioned, it's an estimated $4 billion spend. The thing that's important for folks on the call to understand is the multiple phases. So our shovels go in the ground, so to speak, in the second quarter of 2022, which you can see is phase 1 of the project, and that's going to go from 2022 to 2025. And then there's the second phase of the project, which will go from 2025 to 2027. I mention this because, as you're hearing the big dollars, as you're hearing all the different opportunities, as you heard George talk about pre-qualification, there's just a lot involved with managing a project like this. So I just want to encourage folks, because all of this can almost be overwhelming. So I just want to encourage folks to kind of take a step back and kind of think about strategically over the next couple of weeks, what opportunity is going to be the best fit for you. Again, here, just a high level timeline. Shovels hit the ground for this project in 2022, goes all the way into 2027. What I'm seeing in the chat is that most of you are really interested in the opportunities. What does that look like? So I'm going to dive right into that. Basically, our project, when we look at our project, and I saw some questions about, well, do you have to be MWBE? Do you have to be certified? So just to clarify, in terms of the opportunities, there is a 30% participation goal on the project, meaning if you are a business that's owned by a woman, if you're a business that's owned by a minority, if you are certified by either the Port Authority or the state of New York, you then become eligible to participate in this pool, that 30%. So there's over 70% of the opportunity that's earmarked for any business. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. There is also a focus on local participation. And I think Hirsch touched on it, but I also just want to demonstrate our commitment to the local community. If you go on the website, which we've shared, a new jfk.com, you're going to see that there are 37 zip codes that are prioritized for opportunities. So again, just wanted to address some of what I am seeing in the chat about, well, is it all for MW? What do those acronyms mean? So M means minority-owned business, W is woman-owned business, and Rachel shared if your business is owned and controlled by minorities or women, there is an advantage for you to get certified so that you become eligible for participation in that specific pool. Also want to focus on and emphasize the prioritization of local businesses in Queens and the surrounding areas. Now, the other thing that's important for folks to know is that when we talk about the spend on the project and we talk about how we're going to spend dollars on the project, each category of work, there's a 30% participation goal on each category of work. So I did see some questions from some of my friends, so I'm going to answer them about, well, are there opportunities for financial and professional services? So with Terminal 6, the opportunities for financial and professional services that are available today include bond underwriting services, which will be coming up in the very near future, legal services, and I want to say other services could potentially be available as well. What we're telling folks to do is if you have a company that is focused on professional services, we want to hear from you. We want to understand what your capabilities are, because I think with all of the opportunities that are out there and the timelines for these projects, I think that we're going to see changes. So what you're seeing today, a year from now could be different. 6 months from now, it could be different. So if you are in professional services, we want to hear from you. The other thing I think is important for folks in professional services to consider is the 30% participation goal on all aspects of the project. So anyone who is what's called a tier 1 prime that is working for the design builder is going to have to meet these participation goals, meaning they're going to have to outsource 30% of their work to local and minority and women-owned businesses. So we want to encourage you to, again, make yourselves visible, certainly make yourselves visible to me. I am happy to share your information with prime contractors and otherwise. Arkebia, myself, and Carlton are going to be very purposeful about setting up some meetings where you can connect with the prime contractors, because we do understand, I'm a local minority woman-owned business myself, and I do understand the importance of having those opportunities. So I just wanted to share that with you as well. Again, we're talking about design and engineering. So there are a couple of opportunities that are up on the website. I think Kevin mentioned this. If you're looking for information, how do you figure out what's going on? Everything about our project is up on the website. So I'm not going to read these opportunities to you. I want to highlight a couple of things. In the construction, we have about $500 million of packages that were released, that started to become released in late November, right after Thanksgiving. So there are about 29 packages that are out for bid right now that you can gain access to. The first thing you want to do is go to the website and kind of just look at the different categories of work and make some decisions. Does this make sense? Is this something that I'm interested in? If you have questions, our information will be shared in the chat so that you can talk to someone. We do have representation at the JFK Redevelopment Center, where you can either have an in-person meeting or a virtual meeting to just talk about the opportunities. How do you fit in? What is them, what are some of these terms? Some of these are intuitive, and some of them, even I needed more information about, well, what exactly is this and where could I fit in? So we're here for you in that regard. Again, over 40 packages are going to be coming through the pipeline in the next several weeks. But right now, if you're interested in doing work at the airport, there are 29 packages available out for bid right now. I'm just going to fast track to what we're calling local, smaller focus procurements. And you're going to see here, this information has been updated on our website. Some of these packages are available. Some of them will be coming out in the near future, but we're looking for anything from security guards, janitorial, office furniture, all of those types of packages, again, are really earmarked. There's those big, very large construction projects and construction packages, and then there are these smaller packages. So again, if anybody's interested in this, the best place, general labor, snow removal, pest control, the best place for you to look is on the website to get access to the information. The only other thing I want to share with you really quickly is about the procurement process. I get a lot of emails, folks will say, and I see a lot of people putting information in the chat. I saw security services, I saw janitorial, I saw construction management. If you want to fast track, in other words, bypass, waiting for us to get back to you, because I promise I will, but most important is that you get your company registered and building connected. Building connected will enable you to register, and similar to the process that Delta has, there's an expectation that you're going to need to pre-qualify. Now, as you saw from what George shared, there's a lot of different aspects to pre-qualification, and I don't want folks to be kind of put off by that. I want you to get into the system. I want you to register so that you can gain access to the packages that you're looking for. Some of those bid packages are going to be due right after the holidays. So I don't want you to wait and think, oh, wow, I'm struggling with pre-qualification. My team, our team is here, and we will provide you with guidance and technical assistance on how you can gain access to those packages. And then I just want folks to make sure that they're in the game and not thinking, well, I may or may not pre-qualify. Get yourself in the system. The other thing I want folks to be aware of is that there are two different ways to connect on the project. So you can connect if you're a company that provides, again, construction and construction trades, or if you're a company that provides general conditions work, the path for you is fairly simple. Log into Building Connected, you'll get access to the project. For, again, looking at that 30% participation goal, this is where there's that networking, there's that marketing. All those companies that are going to bid on these projects must meet their 30% participation goals, and they must be proactive about connecting with local businesses. So I just want to share that information and encourage you to look for these prime contractors, if you will be reaching out to you from various different sources. Okay, our team, myself, Arcadia, Carlton, we are working with the Port Authority, with Tom, with other local partners to ensure that you have, again, how to pre-qualify webinars and support, how to connect with prime contractors, and we're open to feedback on any other subject matter that you all may need. Just before I will share this information is also on our website. I want folks to be aware that construction in particular, so this is not unique to JFK Millennium Partners. This is construction, that they do have certain requirements in terms of, again, these pre-qualifications, insurance requirements. I also wanted to mention that if you're looking to work directly, so I'm talking about the construction trades, there is a 100% payment and performance bond that is required. I also wanted to share that this is a union environment, which means that if you're a union firm, you're already kind of very familiar with it. And if you're a small local business and you're looking to figure out how do you fit in, there's what's called a project labor agreement, which will enable you to get access to the project. So I wanted to share that with folks. And again, if anyone has questions, if they would like more information, you can connect with our team in various different ways, including meeting us at the JFK Redevelopment Center. We also have virtual one-on-one meetings, and we're hosting several other meetings going forward. So I will share all of my content in the chat. I don't want to take up too much of the time for the group. This is the local zip codes that we're talking about. That information is up on the website, so you can access it. And again, there's a prioritization for local businesses in the 37 zip codes surrounding JFK. Right behind that is Queens. And again, I want to encourage folks, even if you're not in construction, because of the 30% participation goal, there could be other types of opportunities for you as well. I already spoke about all of this. We are going to have a couple of meetings. All of that information is up on the website. Our contact information will be shared in the chat. So I just want to, again, I'm a minority woman-owned business myself. I understand the impact of what it means to get one of these contracts. And I also understand how challenging it can be for folks sometimes. So we're here to assist anybody that needs it. And I want to thank you for your time and attention today.
Great. Thank you very much, Jean. Really a lot of really helpful information. I do want to note, again, as Jean alluded to, this might seem overwhelming. This might seem like it's a lot of information. These are mega projects. We're talking billions of dollars, but it is our job as the Port Authority, it is Jean's job, Carlton's job, George's job to make sure that small businesses, MWBEs, local businesses are not excluded from these opportunities. And we're doing a lot of work to ensure that does not happen. That includes events like this, right? Making sure that we are getting the word out to the business community about these opportunities. You've heard a lot about the new JFK website. I strongly encourage all of our attendees to become very familiar with that website. And it is a clearinghouse of information for all of our terminal projects, including Terminal 4 and Terminal 6. It's also a place we can get the contact information for each developer. For the Port Authority, our community outreach office is another resource for you. So I say all of that as we are working very hard to make this accessible, to make this information transparent. And we look forward to working with you, and hopefully many of the businesses on this webinar are able to successfully compete for and win contracts on these incredible projects and help us build a whole new JFK. So with that, I think we're going to open it up for Q&A. I know there's been a lot of chat going on, and we've been trying to answer questions in real time, but I don't know, Natasha or Rachel, one of you is going to be managing the Q&A?
Yes, Hirsch, a lot of the questions have been answered on the chat, but however, I would like to mention this again. I know that many of us mentioned this. The website is really, really your best friend pertaining to when it comes to information pertaining to this project. And I also want to say that the recording of this event will also be posted to the program website at www.anewjfk.com. All of the opportunities that were mentioned by our developers, our presenters today are available on the website as well. Information pertaining to Terminal 4 and T6 and our other developers on this project are available on the website. The very first question that we have is from Chris towards T4. It's, we are excited for the opportunity at T4. Again, about small business opportunities. Are there any opportunities for us as well? I believe Hirsch has alluded to that. This project has a 30% goal to minority businesses and local businesses that we heavily focus on Tier 1 in our local zip codes. However, 70% to what Jean alluded to earlier is available for other local businesses and businesses at large to bid.
And just to clarify, so I see a question here. There is no specific SBE requirement, right? And we know that is a certification that is available. There is no SBE goal on this. However, with that being said, there will be contracts of all sizes available on these projects. They could be multi-million-dollar contracts. They could be in the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars as well. And so it's just a question of, seeing what is posted, what is out to bid, making sure if you need to get pre-qualified for those, making sure you get pre-qualified, and then putting in a bid. Now, if you see a contract that you think is too large and maybe should be or could be debundled, please provide us that feedback, because the Port Authority works very closely with the terminal developers, and we meet every other week to talk about upcoming opportunities, to talk about should contracts be broken down into smaller pieces. So an important message here is, let us know if you are facing obstacles, if you are facing barriers, if you think that you could be eligible for a contract, but it's just too large. We want to hear that feedback, because we can do our best to work with the terminal developers and see what can be done.
Thank you, Hirsch. The next question is for T4 George Guillaume. And Jean, I believe you answered that question already. For George, are there any professional services available on this project?
And the answer is yes. Yes, there are professional services available. I did not have them listed, but let us know what you do. Again, go to the website, download the notice of interest form, and someone from our team will get back with you. A lot of the professional services would not be listed. It would basically be, as we need the services, we would go through our list and search for firms that can provide those services.
Thank you. This is a comment from Tricia. She mentioned that she has an appointment with DAC consultant at the center. Can I meet with other people that day as well? I have an appointment with DAC consultant at the center. Yes, Tricia, you will be able to connect with us. I will be at the outreach office. Our team will be at the outreach office to provide more information about the other terminal developers that are on site as well. So there we can walk you through our website so that you can schedule an appointment with our developers on site. And good luck with your meeting with DAC. They're a great team. Another concern that we had on the chat is, will there be an opportunities to share this chat information to the participants? I'll pass that along to Hirsch to answer that question.
So this is where my lack of familiarity with the Zoom platform and how it works is going to come into play. I don't know if the chat can be saved and shared, so I'm going to ask our friends over at the Queen's Chamber if that's possible. But as Rachel did say in the chat, the recording of this webinar will be posted on our website at newjfk.com. Before I pass over to the Queen's Chamber about the chat function, I do also want to say I saw some questions about pre-qualification. We did a whole webinar with the T4 and T6 teams just last month about just the pre-qualification process. I put that link in the chat. That webinar recording is available on newjfk.com. If you didn't get your questions answered today, you can watch that webinar, or you can reach out directly to the terminal developer teams. They are more than willing to assist you and answer your questions. So Queen's Chamber colleagues, is the chat able to be shared? I'm not entirely sure how that works.
Thank you, Hirsch. I will work with Jackie after this to see what we can do about getting the chat available to everybody. And just want everybody to know that this will also be on the Queen's Chamber Facebook page and on our YouTube page after this as well.
And I'll also add this, if there's any question pertaining to the project, we are here to assist you. So if you feel like there's something on the chat that you might feel like you will be missing, do not hesitate to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to connect you with the folks on this panel. And the very last question from Iona is, do we bid direct to Delta as an electrical subcontractor, or do we bid to the general contractors? George, over to you.
Yeah, so one thing that's unique with the way we deliver these large projects is that Delta serves as not only the developer, but also a contractor. So all bid opportunities would be provided by our team. So it would be by Delta, and you would contract directly with Delta for any services that you provide for this program.
Thank you, George. Natasha, I'm not sure if I'm missing any question from the chat. Please feel free to drop your question the next couple of seconds so that we ensure.
Rachel, your question came in the Q&A function. We are an MBE certified engineering firm. I believe the timeline stated it began rolling on opportunities in Q4 of this year. Is that correct? Are there construction inspection opportunities? I will ask both the T4 and T6 teams to answer that, please.
So in terms of construction inspection opportunities, we will have an opportunity coming up in the future for special inspections. So, just to kind of reiterate what everyone else is kind of saying, keep that website top of mind. We update it once a week with new opportunities. So there will definitely be opportunities coming up. And if you would like to email me so that we could have a conversation, I put my information in the chat. Love to connect with you, learn more about what you're doing, and help to ensure not only is the information up on the website, but we have a robust outreach program where we're letting folks know about opportunities as they become available. So we're here, and please feel free to reach out to me. Let us know more about your capabilities, and I'll make sure that you're on our list.
Yeah, so same for us. Reach out to us, let us know exactly what type of inspections you do. Is it special inspections, or is it more of project manager type, superintendent type of inspections? So you reach out to us, let us know, and we'll have someone from our team speak with you on your capabilities.
And Sylvia, to answer your question, you would like to schedule an in-person meeting with the developers. Again, you can visit www.anewjfk.com to schedule an appointment with each of the developers. You can also reach out to our team as well at JFK Redevelopment at PANYNJ.gov to contact the outreach office to connect you as well. That was one of the comments on the chat.
There's a question I see, Rachel, about someone who joined late, asking about qualifications needed before bidding. So there is, I'm going to ask, again, JKA and George to speak briefly about when pre-qualification is required, when it isn't. If you're going to speak to that briefly again, please.
Sure. So in terms of what qualifications are required on the construction trade packages, ACOM Hunt requires pre-qualification. So what they're looking at are things like your financial capabilities, your safety track record, your experience, your workers' compensation, what they call experience modification record. So they really want to ensure that you have the capacity and the experience to do work on the project. That potentially also flows down through subcontractors, because as primes are required to get pre-qualified, they often have a process where they will pre-qualify subcontractors as well. Some of the general conditions packages that are on our website, such as office supplies, coffee, water, those don't have the same requirements in terms of pre-qualification. So again, that's an opportunity for you to connect with us, talk to us about what it is that you're doing, and we can get back to you, again, based on what it is that you do specifically, to guide you through the different requirements. Even in the trades, the requirements are changed depending on if you're working airside versus landside. So if this is new to you, we have a lot of experience on our team, happy to talk you through it so that you really have a sense of what you should be prepared with if you're looking to pre-qualify for the project.
And again, very similar for us. The pre-qualification is primarily for the trades, professional services. It's a whole different process, and it's mostly based on your insurance as well as your capabilities and capacity to perform on the tasks. So yeah, so with that, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Again, go to the website, find our contact information, and we'll put you in contact with members of my team who can guide you through the process and or answer any questions.
And I believe the very last question on the chat that we are covering right now is, we are a small New York State certified DBE, MBE, SBS electrical distributor 1 mile from JFK that competes with multi-million-dollar minority distributors. how can we get exposure to the level playing field? We are here in the room.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, we're here. Reach out to us. And as I believe Deanna has mentioned in the chat, we are going to set up a series of meet and greets with some of the prime bidders. So if you are an electrical distributor, we do have a session upcoming in January, I believe, where we will have electrical primes on site, and it would be good to connect you with them so you can, present your capabilities, your qualifications for providing electrical equipment to those firms so they can execute on the project.
I can speak real quick to that. I think I wrote down that person's contact information, and they're on my list of folks to call right after this meeting.
Okay, thank you, Deanna.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Deanna. Okay, so before I pass it over to my colleague at the Port Authority and Queens Chamber of Commerce, I just want to share this information again, that the JFK Redevelopment Community Information Center is open every Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. by appointment only. To schedule an appointment, you must visit the website to connect with the developers. And also we have our compliance consultant teams, RF Wilkins and Crescent, that continues to serve you all in the same capacity as well. So you can also reach out to us by phone at 718-244-3834 or via email at jfkredevelopment@panyj.gov. Again, I am the Community Outreach Manager for pertaining to this program. And you can also reach out to me via email. Natasha will drop that on the chat as well. For any questions related to any Port Authority certification assistance, we also have a person on site every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Her name is Gloria Wickfall. You can also contact us and we will connect you all to her. And we wish you guys a happy holiday and thank you for joining us once again. Thank you to our advisory members and our terminal developers. Harsh, over to you.
No, I have nothing more to add. Again, thank you, Rachel. Thank you to the Terminal 4 and Terminal 6 teams. Thank you to our advisory council members, Queens Chamber of Commerce, Greater Jamaica Development Corporation, Rockaway Development and Revitalization Corporation, and the Queens Economic Development Corporation. Neil, over to you to close us out.
Awesome. Thank you to Hirsch, to Rachel, and to all our panelists. Thank you to our friends at the Port Authority, JFK Airport, and Delta for this incredible investment into our community. Thanks, of course, to our local partners, Greater Jamaica Development Corp, Rockaway Development Corp, and QEDC. And thanks to all the small businesses for joining us today. So thank you again. Take care. Have a great day and a great weekend. See you, everybody.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.